Welcome to a new segment we're doing here on MLSsoccer.com called Instant Replay. We're taking a look at some of the more controversial plays from the weekend, and we're going to start with an easy one, Simon. This one was in Kansas City. New England shouts for an offside call on the first goal by Kansas City.
The refs all saying he was offside.
But as you can see here, nothing to be called.
Yeah, this is early in the first half. Diop does a good job. He notices Darius Barnes is keeping him onside by a mile and times his run perfectly and puts it away. Kansas City up 1-0.
Well, we're going to move to Columbus, where there were two key plays to take a look at. The first one being a penalty call on Matt Pickens for taking down Eddie Gavin in the box.
Yeah, a key point here in the match. It's 0-0 still. We're approaching halftime. Gavin enters the box and gets to the ball first. And Matt Pickens doesn't get enough of the ball, in my opinion, for the referee to look away on this. So I think it's a PK, although Gavin does admit he was going down.
Yeah, Gavin's quote was, "It was close, but it was a penalty. I got to the ball first, though I was already going down." But you know I'm always going to say that when we get the call. As far as I'm concerned, this play, I don't like it because the player does get to the ball first, but he's sending the ball out of bounds with his touch, and to me, it looks like Pickens does get a touch on the ball. I'm not a huge fan of that call, but you saw Schelotto buried the PK, and Columbus went up 1-0. Later in the game, Columbus has a goal called back on an offside call as Ekbo tries to find Gary with a cutting ball down the middle.
This is early in the second half. The score is 2-1. They could have put the match away for good with this goal. But when the ball leaves Ekbo's foot, you see that Gary is already at the arc, the penalty arc. In this instance, if you were to draw a line tangential to that penalty arc, you would see that Gary is ahead of Drew Moore, who is the last defender for Colorado. So I think it's a bang-bang play, very good play. It's a close call, but the assistant referee makes a great call.
I think this is a really tough call. If you roll it ahead a little bit, you can see where the AR is up here. It's really close in the back. I'll give the AR credit. He made the call before the ball went in the back of the net. It was, like you said, Simon, it was a bang-bang play. We'll assume he got it right. Tough to tell on that angle. Moving ahead to another play that caused a significant turn of events in this game. DC goes up 2-0 on an Allsop goal after a turnover in the midfield by Nakazawa. If you ask me, though, it looks like Nakazawa is fouled as Hernandez comes in from behind. Nakazawa is running and Hernandez's foot comes in and impedes his run. He barely touches the ball, and Nakazawa is sent to the ground. To me, it's a foul because you have to let the player continue his run.
I think the referee looked at this and saw it as a fair challenge. Hernandez is not leaning into the player with his arm, and down below you could see that he pokes the ball away with his foot. He gets there first. So what happens after that, I think Hernandez won the ball, fair challenge, and DC scored off the play.
The biggest controversy, Simon, from this weekend might have come in the Houston Chicago game. Sean Johnson goes up for a ball in traffic, basically falls over Brian Ching, and CJ Brown coughs it up, and Ching puts the ball in the net for the goal.
You say he falls over Brian Ching. I think Ching makes him fall over. As you can see, Ching has given up on the ball. He knows he's not getting to it. Sean Johnson is going to win it. And Ching leans into him just that little bit that forces Sean Johnson to the ground hard enough to cough up the ball, and then Ching puts it away. I think this 99% of the time is called as a foul on the forward and going the other way.
I will agree with you on one thing here, Simon, and that is that this is called a lot in the goalkeeper's favor. The reason I don't agree with that here is that CJ Brown is the one who makes the first contact with Ching. As Ching is going up for the ball, CJ Brown pushes him in the back and forces Ching into Sean Johnson. This play starts with a CJ Brown push, and Chicago ends up being punished for it.
Okay, let's say the push does exist. It's not a mitigating factor. The fact is that Ching did lean into Sean Johnson. And by the way CJ Brown and Brian Ching are in the box there, that leaning into each other, you see that all the time on plays like this in the box. So I don't think there's anything illegal there, really.
We want to know what you think of this play specifically. Should it have been a foul or not? You can leave a comment on this page. You can vote in the poll. Let us know what you think. We'll be back with another instant replay after this weekend's action.